In this video, I will try and help you fix your Warlock DPS. If you are a very casual player who kind of plays lazily, doesn't do organized raiding, isn't a pro and just tries the specs out, plays for fun, kind of like I do, and if, let's say, in LFR or in the 5-man group content you see a picture similar to what is shown here right now, where you are very much at the bottom of the DPS meter, somewhere around position 10 plus, you know, if it's obviously LFR, well, something is wrong there, right? I mean, look, you will still make it, you will still make it through, you will still get your loot, but perhaps you want to be a bit less, I'm gonna say, embarrassed, because as DPS we want to perform, we want to pump, sometimes at least, right? I had a similar video about Hunters, where I suggested switching the spec, and where, look, switching the spec seems like a dumb way to fix your DPS, but it is maybe somewhat cheesy, but a very effective way. Casuals who do not want, let's face it, we don't want to become experts at a spec. We just want a cheesy, quick way to fix the DPS. Treat this as a big disclaimer that will save you the time later in this video. This is how I will be fixing your DPS today for your Warlock. We will be switching a spec, and I'll be telling you everything you need to know to go from what was shown to this, to that. Maybe you will not be top DPS, maybe you're still doing stuff unoptimized way like I do it, but you will certainly feel better about yourself, right? With this being said, is the context clear? If this is your cup of tea, now that everything is on the table, please stick around. Hey, hit a like button, subscribe to the channel, let's do this. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Gyro, I'm your host here. Very happy with you being here today, honoring me with your patronage, so to speak. So at the moment I'm in Demonology spec. The intro was lengthy and intro was clear enough, hopefully, to tell you exactly what will happen and what the context of it all is. So please make yourselves comfortable and take notes. So I am Night Fae. In this particular mini guide, I am not putting any emphasis on your Covenant. This is very critical. This is very critical. It is not a DPS optimization video because I am not an expert myself. So I am Night Fae. I took it for mobility, in case you're wondering what the hell was I thinking. I was thinking mobility. I was thinking soul shape. I am lowish item level 171, 172, around that ballpark. Talents: Dreadlash, Demonic Calling, Demon Skin, From the Shadows, Howl of Terror, Soul Conduit, and Sacrificed Souls. You're welcome to slow down the video in the background, you're welcome to take a look at my profile of this Warlock. I'm going to put the profile in the description down below. By the way, while you're there, please check out the table of contents if you are running out of patience very quickly, if you're one of those, if you're not one of the researchers or someone who just enjoys listening to my voice. There are some of those people. Thank you guys and girls. Okay, so my playstyle and my choices of talents always for both the Demonology, the baseline spec that we're looking at, and for the one that we'll be switching into, is going along the lines of let's make things as passive as possible. So I open with the Hand of Gul'dan, for better or for worse. I want my imps to be spawned as soon as possible, and it also does this first boom AoE hit. I look obviously for procs, for instant procs to summon extra demons, summon Dreadstalkers to jump at my target. I do get the Demonic Tyrant, the cooldown of Demonic Tyrant out when it's suitable, usually on either big pools or boss fights, obviously. I watch out for the Demon Bolt procs, because it's a heavy hitting ability but a long cast time, so I try to watch out for those procs. I am very, like I said, not paying attention almost to my Night Fae predisposition here. Yes, I'm gimping myself, sure, but again, like I said, enough, this is not the point of this video. So I am inefficient with the use of Night Fae ability. Shadow Bolt is a filler if there is nothing better to do, and Implosion. Obviously I haven't forgotten about Implosion. When I have about 5-6 imps, I make them charge at the target and explode. Naturally, it does the biggest bang for your buck, quite literally, when there is AoE, when there are a lot of targets. So this is how I play Demonology, the baseline, yeah, that we're talking about here. Now, how are we going to boosting our DPS? Will it be double? It will be almost double. And I didn't want to put that on the thumbnail, so it will be a fix for your DPS, but it will be almost double, okay? But it's not quite double. So We're switching to Destruction, my friends. We're switching to Destruction, and I'm picking the following talents. Flashover, Reverse Entropy, Demonic Skin. Cataclysm is a mandatory talent, just like when we were fixing / boosting your DPS in Hunters for casuals and Hunter who play Hunter class. There are a couple of mandatory talents, in my opinion. Cataclysm, take it. Howl of Terror is just an AoE fear. Grimoire of Sacrifice. Okay, this is an arguable point. People can say, oh, you're a noob. Yes, I am when it comes to destruction, but I still fixed my DPS and I'm gonna fix it for hopefully hundreds of people right now who watch this video. So Grimoire of Sacrifice, I will also show you. I will also edit. It's hard for me to align exactly the narrative with what's shown on the screen, but trust me, I'm trying. I will show you explicitly if you pay attention to my recount damage meter when I open the window, and I'll show you how Grimoire of Sacrifice is either second or third ability there in the list of abilities, the most damaging abilities. So it certainly does something. So please don't tell me that it's a very suboptimal pick, especially for someone who wants to play semi-passively with no extra worry in the world. So finally, we take Channel Demon Fire. Channel Demon Fire, again, maybe number crunchers, simmers, and all of those hardcore people who we are not here on this channel, maybe they will say that's a suboptimal pick. I love Channel Demon Fire. It feels good, it looks good, and it does a tremendous burst of DPS, as I'll demonstrate to you. Especially, maybe not here in LFR, maybe not in this footage that I'm showing to you. But in 5-man dungeons, I trust that you will go and check and prove my words there, check what I'm saying to you, but you will have to take my word for it. I will explain to you how I play in a second, the priority system, but when I do the Channel Demon Fire, especially in 5-man content, my DPS goes through the roof a lot higher than it does here in LFR. Because here math, at least in recount, at least in the damage meter here, it works evidently somehow differently. I don't know, I can't explain it. But trust me, in 5-man dungeons, this change, this switch, this stuff that I'm telling you about right now, produces even better looking results. Even better. I simply stayed in LFR here for both demo and destro just to keep the environment exactly the same, because we were trying the same boss and we were trying the same environment. My playstyle of destruction, once again, we are not pros. we are just cheesing extra DPS here, and it seems to work much better for me. Don't forget to make sure that your demon is sacrificed. By my calculations, it doesn't matter which demon is sacrificed. I just summon the Voidwalker, I sacrifice Voidwalker. Make sure you have the buff at the top right corner of the screen. On bosses or very big pools, impactful pools that are gonna last longer than 12 seconds, summon an Infernal. Let the Infernal hit the ground, benefit from that initial AoE and summon the Infernal. The goal here is destruction, in this playstyle at least, and with these talents, is to make sure that you keep Immolate on all targets at all times, if possible. There are two ways to do it. By direct application of Immolate, which is inefficient, and I know that I play inefficiently far too often in this footage generally, or by using a lovely ability, Cataclysm. Cataclysm has a fairly low cooldown, it hits like a truck, and it applies Immolate to the target, to all targets that it hits. It's wonderful, it's your go-to ability, and if I had to single out one that is going to be almost doubling your DPS as a Warlock, as a noob Warlock, it will be that, okay? Excellent, so how do we play really? In AoE situations, I cast Cataclysm, Rain of Fire, and I start channeling Demon Fire. That's it. 3 abilities, my friends. 3 abilities, and especially in 5-man dungeons, your DPS is gonna go through the roof, and by through the roof I mean under average circumstances, your DPS will be between 5 and 8,000 DPS. And that's tremendous for this item level, for this noob play. Cheesed? Yes, but we just quickly make our way through, you know, game life here as characters, and that is the way to benefit from it. If single target, I still go to Cataclysm if I can, but if not, then Immolate, and then I obviously prioritize Chaos Bolts. Chaos Bolts hit like trucks, they're wonderful, don't think that I've forgotten about them, they're great, but they have a bit of a cast time. I haven't found them to be as beneficial to be woven into my play when I'm on AoE situations, which is why I'm just doing the basic stuff that I just described to you. But in single targets, obviously you make sure Immolate is on the target, and you hit with Chaos Bolts as much as you can. with Incinerate in between. Now, speaking of Incinerate in between, and finally we're talking about that noobishly crafted legendary item that I have on right now. That's my only one at the moment, and I simply put it on to boost my item level to get into LFR, by the way. With that thing, whenever you incinerate, you generate more soul embers, double soul embers. What it means is basically that the more I incinerate, the faster, the quicker I can start using Chaos Bolts again, or anything else for that matter that uses embers. So it's great. Of course, it boosts performance of destruction. It does. It does. Maybe without this item, or if let's say the sort of situation is shifted towards the benefit of your demonology spec, maybe you have a legendary that makes demonology stronger. You know, I can't remember right now off the top of my head when doing this loosely scripted recording, but I'm sure that there is one that boosts Hand of Gul'dan. I think I even have it somewhere there in my powers. Anyway, point is that, of course, maybe there is some plus to my performance here in demonology because I have the legendary, but I wouldn't attribute almost doubling of my DPS just to the fact that I have that legendary item. That is my point to you. And that is basically it, my friends. That is how I would recommend. Nice and easy, very quick, under 15 minutes instructions for you with heaps of disclaimers and introductions as I do of how you will boost your DPS. And this is it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this informative, especially if you're a noob warlock, or especially if you're a lazy warlock like I am. I'm not a noob warlock, but I've never been into optimization. I've never been into number crunching. I've never been into squeezing out those extra numbers. However, I don't want to be number 10 plus on DPS meter in LFR. Who does? Nobody cares. I get it. But at the same time, somebody cares, and that somebody might just be you. So this is your way to get into the top 5. Sometimes you'll be a lot higher than top 5. But that is kind of, I would not put it as a cheesy clickbait thing to tell you, become number 5, number 1 from being number 10. That would be a bit cheesy because it's situational. It's very situational, especially using this semi-educated, non-pro kind of approach that I use. But as we say where I am from, I'm selling it for exactly the same price as I bought it for. In native language, this proverb, this saying sounds a lot better, trust me. It's lost in translation a little bit here. So essentially, what I know, I'm offering you at exactly the same face value. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please tell YouTube that you do. Please like the video, more people will see this, your vote counts. And please subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you're one of those quiet achievers and one of those quiet players who found the channel quietly happy, but you never speak to me in the comments down below or through your likes and stuff like this, now might be a chance for you to finally understand that I'm very approachable and this is a very friendly club. If you're not an entitled troll or came here to tell me how wrong I am in my life and in my game life, then you're most welcome. And then talk to me, tell me if you discovered something, give me pointers. Maybe there is something easy nudge here and there, maybe you know better. And I will benefit from this, and other people on this channel who read the comments will benefit from it too. So hopefully you enjoyed this once again, and if you want more of these videos, that's one of the things that you could tell me in the comments down below. Want to hear about other classes, want to hear about other specs, let me know. Talk to you soon. Videos are being still released twice a week. See you later. Bye bye.